there's another really important component of the show, and that is what we call here in Park Lane booking. And the first thing I want to ask you to do is to change your verbiage. I'm going to talk about booking because you're behind the scenes now and you're a rep, but to our customers, we prefer to call them, instead of saying that we do shows, we like to say we do personal appointments and private showings. Because what I've found is that people, for whatever reason, it's just old-fashioned language. And when you say, do you want to book a show, do you want to have a show, people they don't even know what they're saying no to, but they're already like dog to the hand. They're just thinking no, for whatever reason, that sounds like work. Not in all cases, mind you, but in the majority with today's generation, yeah, that's what we're finding. So what we like to say instead is we do personal appointments and private showings. And something that really helps get you to the table, literally, is just like 2 or 3 people around a table is absolutely perfect. People need to try on their jewelry. Jewelry does not show the same way in a book. So they want to try on their jewelry. They want to be with their girlfriends. They like to buy things. They like to get free stuff. So we figured out, where's the problem? The problem's with our wording, not with the actual event, but the way in which we're wording the event. So private appointments and personal showings, write that down. Well, booking basically means adding showings to your calendar, getting additional showings. And this is something that every company wants. They want additional business. They want to keep the customers that they have, and they want to add new lines of business all the time. So here in this business, we call it booking. And before we even get into the program that Park Lane uses in order to help us maintain and grow and get more and more bookings, I want to show you why it is important from your very first showing to go in there with the mindset that you're going to get multiple bookings from that show. There's a little adage out there that when you're booking shows, you book 1 to replace, 2 to grow, and 3 to explode. 1 to replace, 2 to grow, and 3 to explode. And again, because you're new or watching this, I want to make sure you don't make the same mistakes I made when I was new at this type of business, because I just wanted to get in there, sell, get through it. And I'm like, gosh, in my very first foray into direct sales, if I'd been more aware that I wanted to explode my business, I would have taken a better advantage at those first showings, okay? So first I want to show you why it's so important to get multiple bookings at your showings, or either between your shows and away from your shows. Okay, so there's a little scientific thing out there. Scientific thing, those words usually don't go together, but there has been some research done that has shown with any business, with anything that you want to have success with, ideally you want to have 5 streams, 5 different streams of income, of opportunity in order to get that started. So in our business, that basically means I say, you know, we love you no matter what you want to do with this business. Some people want to do 1 showing a month. Some people want to do 1 a quarter. Some people want to go full-fledged like me and do 20 a month. It all depends on your lifestyle and your grade level, or wherever you are, your zest for it, what you want to do with it. But regardless of where you are, where you want to go with the business, it is a huge recommendation that you start with 5. And what we encourage you to do is do 5 showings within your first 4 to 5 weeks of business, okay? For one thing, it's great training because you're not nervous anymore after you've done something 5 times, okay? But more importantly, it's going to help you jumpstart your business. Now, when I started this business, I was very cognizant that I wanted it to be extremely successful. So I thought, not only do I want to do 5, I probably wanted to do 10, but that's neither here nor there. I wanted to make sure that I went in 5 different directions. So it's really smart to make some kind of list, like, who do I know through my kids? Who do I know through my husband? Who do I know through my old job? Who do I know through school? Who do I know through church or whatever? And choose and say, I want to go into those areas, those 5 areas. Because if you have like 5 sisters and you just pick your 5 sisters to each have your first showings, it's just going to implode because they all go to each other's showings and stuff, okay? So we're going to start with 5. And I want to show you what happens when I go into a show and I get 1 booking at every show, or if I go into a show and I get 2 bookings at every show. Now what I'm about to do already is a training issue. Okay, you ready? Here's what's going to happen, you guys. Cancellation, cancellation. And the reason I'm going to go over that is because I was horrified the first time someone canceled. I absolutely couldn't believe it. And I don't want you to have to even go through that negative feeling, because it happens. People cancel. And when I have a whole room full of people that I'm training, I go, let's just cut to the chase. Raise your hand if you've ever canceled anything. And everybody in the room cancels the meeting. Everybody in the room raises their hand because we've all canceled something. Honestly, it's built into businesses. Very successful businesses build that right into their schedules. That's why airlines overbook. That's why if anybody's ever had to go standby, that's why. That's why doctors overbook. If you ever felt yourself waiting in a waiting room, they're just protecting their business. So you want to overbook, and you also want to not be horrified and waste a lot of time and energy when somebody cancels, because it happens, okay? All right, so somebody canceled. Now we're down to 4. All right, I go into my 4 shows. I get a show at every show. I still have 4, okay? I go into my 4 shows. I get 2 shows at every show. Yay! And now I have 8. Okay, stay with me. Cancellation, cancellation. I now have 3 over here, 7 over here. I go into my 3 shows. I get 3 shows at replace those shows, so I still have 3. I go into my 7 shows, and I get 2 at every show, and now I have 14. I'm totally just guesstimating my M&Ms by this time. By the way, don't ever eat the M&Ms in my office. Okay, so now we have 3, and we have 14. Cancellation. You know what the heck? I'm going to take 2 cancellations over here because I can afford it. All right, I go into my 2 shows. I replace them. I still have 2. I go into my 12 shows. I get 2 at each of them, and now I have 24. See where I'm going with this? It's unbelievable, really. Cancellation, cancellation. I get 1 show at my 1 show, and I still have 1. I get 2 shows at my, I don't even remember where I am, 24? At my 24, and I now have 48 showings. Cancellation, cancellation. Okay, in this particular instance, I've gone down to 0, but because I was on it and was worrying about getting 2 bookings at every show, I'm now up to 94 bookings over here. So that's just a little visual. Again, people are visual on why from the get-go you want to go in and just have a little goal to get multiple bookings at every show. Will you get multiple bookings at every show? No. Sometimes I still go in and, it's just, I'm going to get 0. That's just the way it is. But then I might get 5 or 6 at another one. But I still have a goal. Or I might leave the showing where I didn't get any. Even if I leave the showing and I got 5, I still have other things built into my business day to day, making phone calls, going out and about, still growing my business in other ways. So be aware of that because you want to make sure. Okay, now, here's the program that Park Lane uses that helps support us and helps us to get multiple bookings and bookings at all at every showing or just out and about. It's called the 5-Star Hostess Plan. And again, it's been the same hostess plan for 60 years. They have never taken away. They have only added, okay? And star number 1 is the thank you gifts. When somebody has a showing, they are allowed to pick one of these thank you gifts right here. They have pictures of them for $15. They get to buy one for $15. If you just want to know bottom line, the most valuable I think is the Hamptons. It's normally $139. They can get the Hamptons necklace for $15 or any of these other choices. I used to feel like it was kind of a secret thing, but now I go in and right in front of everybody when I first get there, I say to the hostess like, hey Deb, first thing you get to do is pick any one of these items for $15 since you decided to have a showing with me. Thank you so much. We want to thank you. And that's really effective because everybody looks and they're like, oh, what are you getting? And they want to help her. And I go, that's just the beginning. Okay, that's star number 1. Star number 2, the hostess is entitled to $20 free per order. Per order. Now this is big, you guys. If you've been in direct sales before, one of the objections that we get sometimes is the hostess or the hostess-to-be or whatever will say, oh, I hate to ask my friends to spend money. And I'm like, you know what? With our program, it doesn't matter. Your guest could buy a $10 thing, and you're still going to get $20 free. And that's pretty awesome. But it's even better than that, because when we get to 10 orders, we double it. When I was new, that was not a permanent part of the program, and now it's become a permanent part of the program. So $40 free per order once they get to 10 orders. So at 9 orders, the hostess is getting $180 free, and at 10 orders, she's jumping to $400. Ever have anybody say, when do you have double hostess credit? We get to say every day, all the time. Always double hostess credit. It's the coolest thing in the world. And I'm going to give you some words to say too. Oh, by the way, this is important to know. In order for Park Lane to consider something a show, the value is $200. $200 net. And in Park Lane world, you're going to hear us talk about net and non. Net is what people spend in full retail. Net is basically, like I like to say, above the line. Non is the $14 items. So a $200 net show or order is going to be what we call a show. Now somebody could give you a $50 order and you could go ahead and put it in the computer and Park Lane will go ahead and pay you. But before all of the benefits to kick in, they have to have some kind of value on that, or people might just have crowds of people over. Nobody buys anything and we say we're going to give away free stuff. That wouldn't even make sense. So we have to have a value on it. So $200 net is a show. And you guys, don't ever say that. Never even share that with the hostess ahead of time unless she asks, because it's never an issue. We can always help them through and get outside orders, but don't freak them out because they'll already think like, what if I don't get to that? And they always get to that. It's basically 2 average orders, okay? So, and I want to give you some words. I stole them from the man himself. Can't even remember where we were, some kind of dinner or something. And Scott Levine said that he would say to people, don't you think between the 2 of us, like if he's, going to book a showing with someone, between the 2 of us, we can so easily collect 10 $20 orders. 10 $20 orders. And I want you to think about that. That's a $200 sale for me and for Park Lane. And you get $400 free. Plus the thank you gift and the other stuff I'm not finished with yet. That's 200% hostess credit, you guys. It's like incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It's like we do compete for people's time. Why would you not spend your time? The value is so great. Okay, so a thank you gift for $15 and then $20 free per order or $40 free when we get to the 10 orders, okay? Then star number 3. They get any 4 items for half price. So after they've picked their thank you gift and after they've picked their free stuff out of the normal section of the book at regular retail, they also are entitled to buy any 4 items for half price. Ooh, and here's a good thing, you guys. These are net. We get paid on the half price items, okay? So we love them. We love them. Honestly, the hostess doesn't always want them because she gets so much for free and she gets her thank you gift and everything that she's like, no, that's okay, I'm good. So I've learned that right in the course of the showing, not until after all their orders are placed, but afterwards when I'm visiting with everybody, if I'll say, hey, Deb, do you think you're going to take advantage of your half price items? And she'll say, I really don't think I need them because I got so much for free. Then I can actually point to people at the show and go, do you want one? Do you want one? Do you want one? Do you want one? Again, it's giving. It's being good at sales and giving, and it's also adding to our bottom line. And not to confuse you too much, but because the half price items count towards net, that can be sometimes just that little kicker that you need in order to get your hostess to the $200 mark. You could have like an appointment with one person, and she could be at like $180 net. And you could say, hey, you want anything for half price? And you already know in your head that you just pushed her now to a show, okay? And now she's going to be able to take advantage of other things as well. So very, very smart to push those half price items. Then we have star number 4. Star number 4 are the hostess only items. And in the actual back of the book, I love this too, because in my last company, they used to have different specials every month. And it was like, I want to work every week. I don't want to work only when people love the specials. So I love that our hostess specials basically are consistent and all through, as long as the book is available, so are they. It says it along the side of the page, hostess only, but these are items that are only available to hostesses. Only hostesses are allowed to buy them. And I'll tell you what, if you ever study marketing, one of the reasons that people will do things is for the opportunity to be exclusive. So exclusivity is huge. And there's people that won't be interested in the free stuff, but they'll be interested in having something that nobody else is allowed to have. Okay? So this is an additional perk. So for example, the City of Lights watch, its retail is $282. As a hostess, somebody can buy it for $94. They will end up spending money, but it's a way for them to have additional. Now, just so we're clear, when let's say they have $400 of free items coming, they can choose a hostess only as their free, but it's gonna suck up the retail of their credit. Okay, so like if they go, oh, can I get that City of Lights watch in my free stuff? I could say, yes, you get $400 for free, but that's gonna use up $282 of your credit. So it is a possibility, but the other way, again, is the better value. It's a better value for them to be able to buy it at the hostess only price, okay? So that's the hostess only. And when we start talking about how to do a showing, I'll tell you something to do with the hostess onlys that's really effective. And then star number 5, last star in the pamphlet, star number 5 is the booking credit. And this is basically where the original hostess can benefit from people, from introducing you to people who have shows, okay? Should we keep going? Sorry about that. Somebody's calling to book a show. They could hear us, okay? So let's say that I'm having the original show, and I have 3 friends at my show that want to have a show. I get to go to the first show, and I get to get $50 worth of jewelry for $5. Then I get to go to my second friend's show, and I get to get another $50 worth of jewelry for $5. And here's the most wonderful thing of all. If a third person decides to have a show, I get to go to her showing and get $100 worth of jewelry for $10. Or I can save it all up and go to that third showing and get $200 worth of jewelry for $20. Get it? 5, 5, 10. I can save it up to the end. So an additional $200 worth of free jewelry or jewelry for $20 because my friends are having shows now. It's kind of like a finder's fee. It's like I'm the one that introduced the rep to these people, so I get to go get the benefits at that show. Hostesses love it because they're like, instead of just going to all these shows and spending more money, I'm excited to go to these shows and get more free jewelry. It works out great for us too because the least likely to hold would be that third booking because it's the furthest out, and that original hostess is going to help you make sure that that third booking holds because she wants to go and get her free jewelry. As if that isn't enough, after all 3 showings have been held, we also have another exclusive gift, and that's when the hostess gets to pick one of the 3 booking rings that are available only to hostesses who get 3 bookings. Talk about something really exclusive and special. That's a big one. That's like a status symbol when they get the booking ring, okay? So those are the booking awards. That is how Park Lane helps us get multiple bookings at our show. A few little clues on how to make that happen, okay? Again, most people are visual learners, so it's a really good idea to go in with some sort of visual. So maybe you put 3 little bags on on the front table. And when people come in, and girls love cellophane. It's like proven scientific fact. They see this cellophane or this tissue paper, and they're like, what's that all about? And you're like, I'll tell you in a little bit. Or you have those 3 little mini purses, but the thing is that you're showing multiple, not just one, but multiple. And let me tell you something you could put in the bag. Because when you looked at this hostess program, did you not think this is the most generous thing you ever saw? Seriously, it's overwhelming to tell you the truth. But you know what? It never changes. That's the beauty of it. It never changes. So you might be looking at this first time going, how am I going to remember all that? It never changes. So once you got it, you got it. I can do it off the top of my head. So can you. All right? But above and beyond all that, there's a secret. And you're part of the secret inside scoop now. Don't tell anybody. The secret is that above and beyond, and these look a little different now. I've got a laminated one. Above and beyond the 5-star hostess program, above and beyond everything we already told you that the hostess gets, as a rep, you are entitled to give your hostess another $100 worth of jewelry for $10. Above and beyond. It's like a back pocket kind of secret thing, okay? We call them HRCs, which stands for Hostess Reward Certificates, and basically you're allowed to use 2 per show, 50 for 5 and 50 for 5. Now, Park Lane has given these to us as a huge gift to help us grow our business in a way that's personal for people. So for example, when I was talking about having the 3 little bags on the table, you might take the coupons and put them in the bags and say anybody who decides to have their own personal showing gets to take one of the bags, and there's a surprise in there. And when people take the bags, then when they open it up, there's a certificate in there for $50 worth of jewelry for $5. And you can say you can get an addition above and beyond the regular hostess program, which is so generous, you can get another $50 worth of jewelry at your show. Or maybe in one of them, you have two of them, and you can say, oh, you're the grand prize winner. Above and beyond, you get to get 100, an extra 100 above and beyond at your show. Or you could use them in such a way that you could have a calendar, and you could have like circled in green the days that you really, really want to work. And you can say, you know what, I'm going to be honest with you, the days in green are the days that I really, really want to work. They work out best for my work-life balance. They're days that I already know I want to be out of the house making money, which is why I have them circled in green. If you choose one of those dates to have your showing, I'm going to give you an additional $100 worth of jewelry for $10, above and beyond the regular Generous Hostess program. So those are called HRCs, and that's how we use them. When you watch the DVD, you're going to see when Kathy Cassidy is done, and she does it really a neat show using, I think they call it the calculator game. It's something like $978 worth of jewelry that with 10 orders and 3 bookings that a hostess will get at a show. So it's pretty phenomenal. And that's how the booking program works. Helps us get additional showings and helps you grow your business forever. One last thing about that, and this again came from Scott. When in the old-fashioned days, they used to train everybody that they should meet with the hostess ahead of time, to go in and meet with the hostess ahead of time, and to go over the hostess program with her. And to tell you the truth, people just balked at that. They thought, in today's busy world, I don't have time to go and sit down with every single hostess and go over the hostess program with her. But you know what? You should do it at least some of the time. And you're going to have a more successful show when you do. And I really recommend that you do it when you're new. Because here's what's going to happen. You go in, you know these people really well, your first 5 showings normally, and when you say, can I just have like a 20-minute appointment with you? I want to practice, I want to go over the hostess program, and I want to tell you what this is all about so we can capitalize on your benefits, okay? So you make an appointment with her. It's kind of like when you get custom drapes, and the lady comes in and asks for your taste first, and measures, and you pick out your fabrics. It's kind of a classy thing to do. So you go in and you meet with your hostess, your future hostess, and you go over the 5-star hostess plan with her, and there's actually little lines and everything that she can write on. And you say, first I want you to pick out your thank you gift. Then I want you to pick out $400 worth of free jewelry from the regular book. Then I want you to pick out 4 half-price items. Then I want you to pick out the hostess-only items. You're allowed up to 4 of them. Write down the ones you want. And then you know what? Pick an additional $200 worth of jewelry, because I know we're going to get you 3 bookings. And pick out the ring that you want, the ring that you want when that's all finished. And tell me, as we're talking about the 3 bookings, what 3 friends do you know, are you like almost positive, is going to really love this jewelry? Because I'd like to leave a couple pieces for you to give them to wear too between now and your showing. It's brilliant, because then they come. Now, one of the compliments that I got about asking or almost insisting that my new people go and do the personal appointments is they said, Mary Grace, not only did it make for a better showing, but it helped me learn the program. Because when you sit down 5 times with somebody and go over the hostess program with them, you got it. Okay, so really, really smart thing to do. After you get done watching this video, make sure you have your first 5 showings booked and make personal appointments with them so that you can help them have the best show ever. Okay, thanks. See you next time.